We should be honest and fair if some player would still be looking for a high graphic game but in a low size. Just wondering if I could help you to find out the game that has less than 1 GB that would be awesome to play. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Android game under 1 GB with the best graphic game to play on 2025. PR52 Bloodline. This is a multiplayer game with a shooting base. The gameplay is very good and has a super smooth mechanism that I'm sure you will enjoy the control and how the navigation works. Even the game size is less than 300 MB, but we can set the graphic into ultra setting. Unfortunately, once we set into the highest setting, then your phone will be getting heating so fast. So I highly recommend you to play it in a standard setting to get the best experience. Even though it is multiplayer based, honestly I feel like playing against bot, because most of the enemy will stand still in one position and will not actively move, so we can find the enemy's position much easier. But you can't underestimate them, because their aim is way too sharp. In game, we can fly by using our wing and reach a further spot faster. Some main missions are available while we are competing in the battlefield by talking with our boss to clear the quest. Shadow Fight 3. It's really impossible to get any game with 100 MB plus and has this high graphic level. Even the game now has that higher series, but surely this current version is still playable and enjoyable. The game's combat mechanism is really good. Absolutely no game can stand against it if we are comparing it with the other action game. The realistic movement is the main key to keep the player enjoy the experience. The combat mechanism is hack and slash with so many character selections we can get and upgrade their strength. It's 1 versus 1 game where we can push ourselves into higher rank on global. Test your skill by learning how to evade, counter and defend. Once your gauge meter reaches the maximum, then you should tap the ultimate skill on the right timing to avoid the counter. MMORPG Knight Simulator. I wish the developer will keep updating this game and continue the project. Honestly, this game has a huge potential to become the best new action adventure game with a great hack and slash base. The game is playable offline to start, but once your character dies, then you can recover instantly by watching the ads. This is one of the best open world game with super small size. It's about 200 MB. With an option to select the ultra setting, graphic will give you a great experience of a AAA games. Unfortunately, the story is not clear yet and I need more updates about the whole storyline. It will bring you into a medieval era where the kingdom and the knight will be set as the main storyline. I love how we can use a sword and bow as our main weapon and switch them up freely. Even we can slash the enemy while riding a horse. Overall, it has a super smooth movement and great character control. Did you know this game? Dead Trigger only needs 100 MB to play this great offline game that really has an amazing graphic. In fact, you will have such a thrilling experience. The main base is a dungeon or stage mode, where we should clear every single stage one by one to be able to continue the next story. Even though it has a less story, but the developer are really focused on the action because it's kind of a survival zombie base. The objective gameplay is quite different on every stage, like we should try to defend a certain area from the zombie within a certain time or reach a further spot. The zombie movement is not pretty aggressive, so I am pretty sure as a newbie we can handle this situation easily. Try to shot the target on his head to deal a multiple damage and save your ammo. But anyway, the ammo is really easy to obtain just by looting from the zombie's body. Sword Rage. Test your survival skill and tactical in this game, but the game is quite different because we'll become a villain and not as a hero. Our main goal is to force the human who's having fun on the pool and on the shore. We'll navigate and control the movement of the shore and be able to select a different weapon, but it will spend a certain number of in-game gold, like a rocket launcher or any gear to support your hunting objection. The game's level difficulty is quite easy because humans will only run away with a frightening feeling and they don't have any chance to attack us. Seriously, it's pretty easy to play. We only need to come closer and tap the attack button, then the auto aim assist will help us a lot on targeting the closest enemy within a range. Try to always manage your time while you are out of water, because the sword will not be able to survive longer there. Keep in mind to frequently get into the water to make sure your main sword is alive. Still Paws. Not many single-player adventure based on mobile right now. Most of the games developer only focus on developing the MMORPG, but the adventure games should get more attention because this game's genre was really popular back then and still has a lot of fans. This game is story-based where we should save the world and clear the area from a bunch of monsters. Once you are in-game, make sure you move slowly and don't go further because the enemy will aggressively approach us to an unlimited number. It will make you not have any chance to attack them at all. But once you find this situation, then you should unleash your charge attack to knock them back and you have a space to launch a counter. We can gear up and strengthen our hero when we are at a safety area and ask the NPC there to get some equipment or items to support your adventure. Aralon, Forge and Flame. Can you imagine if this game has existed for more than 5 years, even 10 years already, but the game's graphic quality can be compared with any new game nowadays? I can't imagine how the player feedbacks back then when it was released globally on the Play Store for the first time. If you are a fan who love to play a medieval game base, then this game is one of the best classical ARPG. With the great presentation of villagers, the building architecture, and how the music is well blended into it. Try to enjoy the experience of some activities that are available in the game like swimming, fishing and greeting all of the NPC to know about the side story. In combat, some action will be available to use like a basic attack, skill and also rolling. That action is pretty important to secure your main hero from an incoming attack. With less than 1 GB, you already have an open world game with a great control mechanism. We can especially do a character customization since we started the game. Heroes and Castle 2. This is the next level of tower defense game in 3D graphic. As you can see, the game has the actual size of the warrior and not chibi. I love the game's concept where we can explore the castle and interact with the NPC like a blacksmith to strengthen our weapon or craft a new weapon. This game has an army base, so we can summon the unit once we are on the battlefield. It's pretty important to manage which unit role we should summon first as a priority, because each of the monsters who are attacking us will have their own weaknesses. The more you learn the combat mechanism counter, that will make your chance to win become bigger. We will have a lot of time to make a preparation. Once you think you are ready, then you can open your castle gate to face the enemy. Remember to defend your castle from the forces. Devil War Dome shooting game. I am not surprised how this game can reach more than 1 million players of downloading. This number really makes sense while the game is really good in graphic and gets an update so often. That's why the positive feedback of the player increased significantly. It's a really good example for the other games developer who want to make their game exist longer in the game industry. Responsibility and also understanding the player feedback is really crucial. Let's get back into the gameplay. It has a first-person perspective base. We will not get any storyline, but the developers try to deliver the story through action. The higher our level stage, the more difficult the level will become. We will have 2 main weapons that we can use, but both of them have a different function. The gun will represent your main weapon, but when the enemy's HP is getting lower, then we can use the sword to make an instant kill. Gold and Glory. You will not believe what I will say. The game is only 500 MB in total, with this number making it become the most worthy game to play in a small size. Look at how smooth the gameplay is, with a high intensity battle and realistic combat look. It is a great game for any player who really want to play a dark fantasy theme. The entire monster will represent dark creatures like a skeleton and great imp, and also gold. There are a lot of job classes we can pick like a rogue, mage, wizard, hunter and warrior. All of them have a different combat style based on the weapon they are holding on to. We need to learn every single move and active skill to master the gameplay. Playing the game on a single player or multiplayer is possible. Making a room and working together as a team with your own teammate will make your game way more interesting and easier to win. Remember to loot the treasure box and find some hidden chests around to gear up your hero. Absolutely, this is the best game for low-end to mid-range pawns. Bonus Revenant. I am not sure if you have ever seen this game, as I remember this game was available on the Play Store before, but right now we can freely get the game on Google. It's made by an indie games developer. It needs a lot of time to improve the graphic quality and also the gameplay until the game no longer exists on the Play Store anymore. The game's combat mechanism is really interesting because the player allows it to hit the enemy while moving in the direction, so we can keep our distance away and don't let the enemy come closer to us. It has an open world where we can explore the village, interact with the NPC or some side quests, clear the mission and get your new equipment or items. These all are the best game to play that have a high graphic but less than 1 GB in size. I really hope all players would love to watch this video. Have combined the video with an online and also offline game. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.